Hello, and welcome to this week's Brain Engine Board. I'm gonna be chewing gum because I keep biting the inside of my mouth, and that's not good. So, I'm trying to chew gum to help. Hi. It's been another week. I have done quite a few things. Big thing is it was my birthday on Saturday, turned 24. And it wasn't a celebration of, oh, hello, you're 24. Let's celebrate you 24. It was you can go fucking die 23. That was the theme. It was a celebration that 23 was completely over. 23 was the worst year of my life so far. I thought 17 was bad. It was pretty bad. That was the worst year of my life up until this past year. I'm very excited to not be 23 anymore. I was, for the past year, I've been really nervous and anxious to leave my early 20s. But I'm so fucking glad. I'm so happy. I'm so happy about that. We had a little party at my friend's house, and we played a murder mystery game where everyone had a character and you dressed up and you had to find the murderer, and it was really fun. Everyone had a good time. Everyone was in character, and it took 2.5 hours to get through everything. But it was really neat. And everyone had a really good time, and the food was delicious. Thank you, Ren and Spencer, for cooking the food. Yeah, it was really cool. The funny part is we had to assign characters before so people knew how to dress and whatever. And there was this one character who played the widow of the man who died, and she was so distraught that her perfect relationship was over, and what is she gonna do without him? But then she had other secrets and whatever. And at first, me and my friend Bonnie were like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that's a little too close to home. It'd be funny, but it was a little too close to home. And then it said that she has to wear blue, and I was planning on wearing a blue dress, and I was like, well, it'd be really funny. And so I played that character, and it was a really funny bit throughout the entire night of, because I had to do big outbursts of emotion. That's what it said to do on my thing, and so I'd be like, I can't believe he left me. And there were a lot of giggles. So it was kind of therapeutic to do that. So that was really fun. Thank you to everyone who showed up and had a good time. It would have been really sad, or it would have been kind of a shitty day without everyone, so thank you. I did say, about a month ago, I said, no matter what happens, this birthday is going to be better than the last birthday, because the last birthday I was still very, in the early stages of my injury, and I was in pain all day, and it was really rough. And that's still true. This birthday was better than the last birthday, but I need to stop saying shit. I need to stop testing the universe with stuff like that. Because I was looking through my old videos trying to figure out numbers and stuff. And apparently I made one just a few months ago or a few weeks ago, whatever, saying life's boring. I need to shut up. I need to stop saying stuff like that. So that happened, and that was really fun. And then earlier that week, I drove for the first time. I have driven twice since last week. I drove once just around an empty parking lot to get used to it, and then I drove to my grandparents' house. My grandparents live just 5 streets that way. And it was an interesting experience. I did fine. Obviously, my head was really tired, and I got a little nauseous, and backing up, my brain couldn't understand those mechanics. I wasn't good at backing up before I hit my head, so I kind of figured that would happen. But it went pretty well, and it was a bittersweet moment whenever I realized I could drive, that this was going to be easier than I thought it was, and that I will be driving pretty soon. I haven't done interstate yet, but around the neighborhoods and stuff, I'll be doing that soon. I could drive to Target and back. I drove around the parking lot and I was doing good and, you know, whatever. And then I started to, you know, kind of feel certain. It had been like 10 minutes of driving, so my dad was like, okay, let's, you know, stop the car. So we stopped and I put it in park, and then I just started crying. And my dad was like, yeah, this is a big moment. Like, you know, good job. Like, yeah, you deserve to cry. And I said, no, I'm not happy crying. I said, I'm sad crying. And he said, why? What's wrong? And I was like, you know, I told him, I said, I'm so excited. I'm so happy that I'm able to do this. And my first reaction was to call David and tell him. And I could hear his excitement. Like, I could hear his voice in my head. I was, God, I'm gonna fucking cry in every fucking video. I was sad that I couldn't. And, you know, I was sad because he was there through the trenches. He was there through all of it. The absolute worst moments I had, he was there. And it was really sad for me, or whatever, that, like, he doesn't get to see all the hard work paying off. He doesn't get to be there to celebrate these happy moments. And I feel like, you know, in the moment of driving, it's like he should have been here. But like I said, my reaction was to call him and hear, and like I could, like, in my head I could hear his voice of, you know, him being excited. And I, you know, he just, like, if I tell him, he'd be like, hey, yo, and he'd be really happy. And then, where was I going with that? Oh, and then my dad said, well, it's okay, he's not dead, like, you can text him and say, hey, I just did this thing, you know, whatever. But I didn't, because one, I don't know if he wants to hear from me. I don't know if he wants to hear that stuff right now. But then also, like, it wouldn't be the same, you know? It wouldn't, he would be happy for me, I know that, but, and he'd be, you know, excited, but it just wouldn't be the same. So I just decided not to. And that was a really hard day. Because, yeah. And, you know, my birthday wasn't as sad as I thought it would be. It was still sad. I still had a hard time. Definitely at the party, I felt kind of like an empty space. You know, I could just, like, in my mind picture, you know, David there. But I had a good day. I did not cry on my birthday. There's been a few days where I haven't cried, and I've been very proud of myself. But yeah, but the car really got me. So yeah. I'm gonna continue to try driving this week. I have some lessons I need to do. I also we're going gym shopping because I want to start, like, going to a physical gym to work out and not just walking in my neighborhood or doing whatever. And my physical therapist said that was a good idea. And so we tried Planet Fitness yesterday and it didn't work with my head. And so we're trying a different gym today. And then we have a few others that we're going to look at. So hopefully by the end of the week, we will have a gym picked out and I can start doing that and go with friends and, you know, whatever. So that's cool that I'm doing that. I've started, why did I say started? I'm finishing up my house, or my living room specifically. And it looks really good. It looks really nice. I'm very happy with it. I'm just still waiting on, like, little things to put everything together. But it looks really good. I'm happy. And then once that's done, we're gonna start on this room. I didn't want, like, my whole house to be in chaos at the same time. So do the living room and then we'll do here. I have all this stuff to do my bedroom, so that'll be fun to do. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting through it. I'm kind of just hanging out. I'm kind of just like really focused on my recovery and really focused on the next steps. I have like this mental list of all the things I said I was gonna do one day. I always said like I was gonna do this, do that, you know, whatever. And I'm working on that list now. Like the one day is here. It's now. I'm doing it, which feels good. Then I remember why I'm doing it, but it feels good. But there's also been this thing of the past few weeks have been rough, obviously, but they've also been enlightening in some ways. And what I don't want to like, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say everything that I'm thinking. Just one, out of not everyone needs to know that, but two, just out of respect, I don't want to say anything, you know, and have it come off bad or whatever. But what I will say is like, sorry, my brain is really tired. It's been through it. I feel, as I said, I think in the last video, that like my head, I don't feel afraid. I don't feel scared. I'm like feel ready to do everything. That's still true. I still feel that way. But that's applying to other parts of my life. And I feel courage. I have courage. I have bravery. I have strength. I have like determination. And what's interesting is I've kind of always had those qualities, but in the past 3 years, I would say, I haven't had them as much. And I thought it was just growing up, thought it was just like, you know, not being young anymore. But the past 2 weeks, they're coming back. And I feel like myself, which is, I also don't feel like it's a weird, you know, I don't feel like it's my life, but I feel like myself. It's very weird. But I feel like I'm back in my roots somehow. I feel like me. I feel brave. I feel courageous. I feel not afraid to do anything. I feel charismatic, and I feel charming, and I feel confident. And I don't know why they went away. I'm not blaming David for anything. I don't think he did it. I don't think our relationship did it or whatever. But I don't know why they went away. And I'm really happy that they're coming back, because again, I feel like me. I feel that like, what the best way I can describe it is, it feels like all the lights in me have turned on, and I'm like, I feel like a spark. And I don't know why that happened. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know why it went away. I don't know any of those reasons, but I'm starting to feel that again, and it's really nice, because the past 3 years, sure, let's say 3 years, I don't know, I felt like I was living in my own shadow. I felt like I was living in the shadow of who I once was. I was fun, and I was brave, and I would just be silly and whatever, and I lost that. And I think I lost it because, you know, I had a lot of baggage and a lot of issues that I was running from, and I continuously moved on to the next thing. I didn't deal with it, and then I didn't sit still. Then I met David, and there was a reason to stand still. There was a reason to stay in one place and focus on one thing, and you know, whatever. And whenever I did that, it was great. I loved it, you know, no regrets there. But when I did that, all of these issues that I was running from just smacked into me all at once, and it was so hard to deal with, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't feel like myself. Like, I didn't. And I spent the last 3 years dealing with that and figuring that out, and living in my past shadow, because I felt like I'm not this girl anymore, and I was really sad to lose her because I didn't want to. But then I had this injury, and it made me face a lot of my shit, and it made me have a new perspective and be mentally stronger, and you know, whatever. And then David and I broke up, and I don't know, it it just feels like my instincts and my body is like, okay, what's next? What's next? Like, you said you want to do this, you said you want to do that, you said, okay, go do it. Like, this is the time. This is the time to, you know, go do all these things. And I it's amazing how better you can handle a huge life change and a huge lifestyle change and everything when you're mentally healthy and when you're emotionally healthy. And I'm learning that. I'm discovering that. And obviously I'm sad, I'm mourning, I'm grieving some aspects. And I'm grieving him, and I'm grieving whatever, but like, used to the future and the unknown was really scary to me. The past 3 years, it was really scary. Before it didn't bother me, but the past 3 years have been really scary to me. And had a lot of anxiety about it, whatever. But now when I think about, I don't know what's going to be in the future, I get excited. I get like a thrill. I get like, I don't know what it's going to be like. And I'm fine with it. I'm like happy. I'm like waiting for it. And I think it's because I just know for some reason that I can imagine a future for myself and I can go after it. I can, like, you know, be ambitious and whatever, but what's actually going to end up happening is so much different and unexpected, and I can't even like fathom or think about what's coming next. And that's exciting to me. And I just feel so ready. I don't know if ready, but I feel prepared for the next chapter. I feel prepared for the next stage. And again, I feel like myself. I feel brave. I feel courageous. I feel, when at the party, I was just like socializing. I didn't have any anxiety about anything. I got depressed and I got sad because, you know, I wish David was there, but I don't know. I feel like I'm coming up on something really big and really good. And I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of changing my life. I'm not afraid of, you know, because I think also what's helping me is like not holding on to, you know, David in the relationship. I'm letting it go. I didn't think I ever would. I didn't think I'd have to, but the decision was made for me, and I'm just going with it. And it just feels like, and I went to one of my doctors that's in like Fort Sanders, and I had a friend who lived in an apartment complex right next to Fort Sanders, and so I, you know, saw the houses as we were driving up and whatever, and I was like, oh, I remember that time. I remember that time in my life where I had this, you know, the fort was my kingdom. The fort was my area, and had a lot of fun, and I really liked it, and David was like at the tail end of all of that is when I met him. But then people moved away, people graduated, people moved on to different things, and I was still stuck. You know, this is what I want, and I really didn't want to let it go. And then COVID happened, and then my head happened, and I graduated, and I had to be like, okay, that time, I was living in that shadow again for so long. And then I had to let it go, and I was coping with letting it go. I was working with letting it go. And then Dave and I broke up, and that feels like now he feels like the last tie to that time of my life. He feels the last tie to that era. He feels like the last tie to that world. And so now, like, it's sad. It's so sad, but I'm working on completely letting all of that go and starting a new era of my life. And it's a little nerve-wracking, and I don't know what's gonna happen, and I still have to get over the brain injury and whatever, but I'm just in a period of transition, and transition periods are rocky, and they're bumpy, and they're intense, and they're messy, but you can learn a lot about yourself, and you can learn a lot about what you want. You can learn a lot about life. Most of my like most memorable moments happen during periods of transition in my life, big transitions. And here's another one. And I don't want to resist it. I don't want to fight against it because that's just gonna hurt me more, and it's gonna like hold me back. And like when I think of like this period of transition, I just need to embrace it and live it fully and fully dive into it, because I'm gonna get the outcome will be much better if I do that. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm trying to do. Again, I have a whole bunch of other thoughts that I don't really want to share on here, but that's where I'm at right now. And again, some days I cry all day, and then some days I'm like this, and then some days it's a mix, and you know, whatever. But thank God I'm 24, and thankfully I'm learning to drive again, and yeah, I just hope things are gonna turn around at some point. Do I expect to turn around right now? No, but I'm just hanging in there until they do. All right, well, I talked for way longer than I thought I would, so I'm gonna go. And yeah, I'll see what happens next week. I'm waiting on my thing. Okay, goodbye.